Is an interesting painting because it foretells the sort of imagery I was working in 1964 and 65. Okay, on to Lethbridge at Night. This is one of the better yeah. This is one of the better automotive enamels. Let's get on. Déjeuner sur le herbe. You know, titles to paintings come after the paintings. You do the painting and then you say, well, what the hell is that all about? And so it seemed to me that it was light and airy and had the sort of the summery sort of colors in, and also anatomical references to figures. And so I titled it after Manet's painting, Déjeuner sur le herbe, which is dinner in the garden. And when I went to Greece in 1962, I asked my brother if he would store my paintings for me in Regina. He said, oh. He's an engineer. What do you expect from engineers? He stored the paintings, and when we came back a year and a half later, we went to Greece without. Now that's going to Greece is interesting. Now let me tell you about that. I was offered the top job in the art world, art director of Gamble Skogmore in Chicago, who are the outdoor billboard people who have holdings in the States, Puerto Rico, and Canada. And they were offering me the moon. And they said, we will negotiate upwards in 6 months. This is just to start with. And I said, oh goodness. I went to my wife Phyllis, who had a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I said, will you give me a year to find out if I have what it takes? Because I didn't, it's very emotional. I didn't go to art school to be a commercial artist. I wanted to be a fine artist. And without the money, she said yes. So we decamped, we went to Greece, we lived there for a year. Let me tell you about my Canada Council grant. I got a junior B grant of $2,500, which was reduced to $1,800. They didn't want, Canada Council didn't want people leaving the country. They wanted us to stay. It was a very funny time in the world. At any rate, when I came back from Greece, I took a job in Regina, neon designing, and my wife and children came on to Calgary to take care of my mother and father, who were doing quite poorly. So I'd have to drive from Regina to Calgary every weekend to see them. I'm living in a one-room walk-up. My brother is saying, when are you going to get those paintings out of there? I said, I've got other issues to deal with. I can't worry about that now. And he said, oh. So anyways, he took the paintings and built a wall in his basement with them. This had nail holes in it. It was nailed up in a wall in the basement. The one next to it, when it came in And when it came in the gallery, it had nail holes in the center, it had nail holes on the side, and nails.
Nails on the side.
Nails still in it. I couldn't, wow.
Let's go and look at
Yeah, yeah, we gotta,
You get along with your brother. You want to be in the center?
yeah, well, I said, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Now we're coming to the making of Teddy. We took our art off the kitchen table. I moved to a studio. I had a studio in the basement of the Wascana Hotel that I located in downtown Regina. It was, the module of the 20th century is 4 by 8 feet, the masonite panel. So I said, well, I've got to get beyond that. So the paintings are 4'6" by 5'6", which is larger than the module. And when I went to art school, they said, here are the rules. So the color schemes, and the color schemes are analogous, complementary, and triadic, and all that crap. When I made paintings, I made sure that if it was in a color scheme, I kicked it out to make sure it wasn't in a color scheme. As a result, a reviewer wrote that in Canadian Art Magazine that I was one of Canada's great colorists. And these paintings are organic, organic accidents with order imposed on them. I would first of all stretch the canvas, then I would lay the canvas horizontal, splash paint on it, roll it around, lift up the canvas, let it drip, and and then put the painting vertical and make sense and order out of the chaos of the organically willed accidents. These are two from the 5 painters from Regina's show, which ultimately, but when we had our show in the National Gallery had never, ever shown live artists before us. We were the first ones. And as a matter of fact, I was out of the show, in the show, out of the show. They were having board meetings. Can we really show in the National Gallery the work of a 28-year-old? They had board meetings, said, nope, can't do it. So I was out that month. Then the next month they'd have another board meeting and I'd be in again. And I think that part of it, although I've never been able to find out, but I think that part of it had to do with Bloor and the other guys saying, if he isn't a part of it, we aren't a part of it. But I don't know. I don't know. I do know I got to blow my nose. Oh.
Ted, we have 20 minutes.
Well, shit. We're never going to make it.
Well, that's why I told you. We have 20
Well,